It's Friday again. Welcome to this week's Tech Wrap, brought to you by SABC Digital News. I'm Mina Demian. Let's see what we've got this week. We look at how Stephen Hawking got his voice from Intel. Twitter urges its top users to refrain from posting Instagram links in their tweets. Firefox drops Google as its default search engine. Wire.com published an eye-opening piece on how Intel gave Stephen Hawking his voice. Stephen Hawking is the renowned cosmologist and theoretical physicist. Intel had been providing Hawking with customized PCs since the 1990s and was invited in 2012 to come up with an innovative solution that would replace a slew of software and hardware. Hawking had been using speech synthesizers and customized software. That system was Aster, short for Assistive Text Editor, since Intel has worked with a London startup called SwiftKey to allow the professor to select a word after typing the letter. It's a work in progress, they report. It's really awesome stuff. Twitter urges its top users to refrain from using Instagram links in their tweets. Screen grabs that appeared on Mashable showed prompts sent out to a group of notable users to nudge them to use the native photo feature in Twitter. It seems to be another volley in a match that started 2 years ago when Instagram first disabled support for displaying images in tweets. This actually happened back in November, but it's still pretty major. Firefox replaces its default search engine, Google, for Yahoo. It's not all cloudy days at Yahoo. They've managed to ink a deal with Firefox to be the default search engine. Google's 3-year deal is coming to an end with Firefox, so the Mozilla Foundation, the organization behind Firefox, has been courting several search engines in different regions, like Baidu in China and Yandex NV in Russia. If search engines make you go, ooh, then read more on the website. Lenovo launched a new range of tablets this week in South Africa. The tablets are being touted as game changers in the market. The notable features feature a built-in projector and the option to choose either Windows or Android. When we look at a proudly South African 3D printer straight from the East End.
Inventor Hans Foucher's garage may bear no resemblance to Tony Stark's high-tech man cave, but it does house something truly special. A 3D printer Hans designed and built, which produced a fully functioning lawnmower.
I can't believe that this real-life object came from nothing and was created by that machine.
I'm so glad you can see that you get that feeling that this was created right there in my garage. It's only the motors that was used from an old lawnmower. But yeah, turn it over. See, of course, the blade is from an old lawnmower, and here you can see the shield that's made out of 6mm thick ABS plastic. It's also important to point out that the blade wasn't 3D printed. The shafts were bought from the local hardware store as well as the electrical switch for the lawnmower. But together it forms a beautiful working useful tool.
Hans decided to build his own 3D printer after he found desktop 3D printers to be too slow. His machine prints 12 times faster and uses plastic granules, which are 10 times cheaper.
How did your interest for 3D printing come about, and what made you decide to create a 3D printer?
Well, I was working for the racing car industry as an aerodynamicist, and I had to develop different nose sections for a racing car. So in those days, we have to sculpt the noses out of wood, but it was very time consuming. So one started to feel there's a need to take a machine and do that job for you.
Hans sees the business opportunities that come with these 3D printer design, and he hopes to start selling them in the near future. He also shared his lawnmower design online for other 3D printing enthusiasts.
You just design your shape on the CAD system, and then you put it into a slicing routine where it slices your model up in layers, and it sends those layers, first the bottom layer out to the machine, then the second, and so on. And then you can stand back and just look at your machine doing all the hard work for you.
As 3D printers continue to develop, the possibilities are endless. Even Hans's Cheetah 3D printer was built with the help of another 3D printer. For now though, a neat and tidy lawn is the greatest reward from this innovation.
I can't believe that 3D printer created this real, functioning lawnmower. My imagination runs wild to think of the possibilities that we're going to have in the near future.
A new mobile phone app to help you determine your worth for lobola negotiations recently came out in South Africa.
Techno-boffin Robert Matsoning developed an app to lessen your stress. The lobola app calculates the worth of I can't believe I'm saying this, the worth of a woman who doesn't know it herself. I suppose I should welcome you into the studio, Robert, even though you are telling me how much I am worth.
No. Maybe
You're
worth is a bad word.
Okay.
I should change
so
that.
What's the word
I should
then?
change that.
What do you think we should say rather?
Just the price of your lobola.
Okay,
if you take lobola as your worth, then
Yeah?
so be it. But it's just the price of your lobola.
Okay, so it's the price of my lobola. Why?
Yes.
Why did you develop an app like this? Have you had personal experiences?
In all honesty, it was a joke. It was
Yeah?
a joke. I just thought of something that people can play around with, give a result that's unusual. There's apps out there that give your BMI. There's apps that give how much tax you need to pay. That's boring. What about an app that just gives a roundabout price for your lobola?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not getting married to a traditional African person, how would you know, for instance?
Yes, how much I'd be worth.
Exactly, you'll never know. So
So how
this
much
just
I-
gives a ballpark figure.
Let's see how much I'm worth. Now, I couldn't download this because apparently this is not available as yet for
iPhone, yes,
iPhones. It's
yes.
only for Samsung, Android.
Yes,
Is that
yes,
right?
currently. But
Okay.
we're developing a second version that will be on BlackBerry and iOS.
So the questions you're asking, we're going to do this while I talk. So I have to pick my sex, obviously. So you mean you can actually work out a male
A male
as
one
well?
too, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm just a female. So let's start with the physical. My age. No under 18s are allowed.
No under 18.
So I'm going to secretly put my age in there, my height.
All right.
God, I don't know how tall am I? Should we say? I have to do this in centimeters. Ayanda, what do you think?
Oh my gosh. I have no.
I have no idea in
How
centimeters.
tall are you? I'm 165.
Yeah. Let's say 175. Should we do that? Kilograms? Oh my gosh. I'll secretly put that in there as well.
All right.
Okay, I got that. So then you have to put your waist size. I can't believe this. So I got this all calculates
Does that
your
matter?
Yes.
lobola worth.
Yes.
Height, weight, waist size.
It's part of the questions, yes.
How attractive are you? And I must be honest.
According to yourself, how do you view yourself?
So I'm either not at all, I'm average, or I am really hot. I don't think I'm really hot, but I'll
I
give
think
myself
you're really
just.
hot.
I'll give myself just above average. Should I say
right,
that, or
all right.
average? Because I really want to get a good point here.
It's
My highest
not
qualification.
literal. It's not literal. Although the question is posed as literal, it's not literal. It's how you view yourself, how
I
you
view
feel
myself.
about yourself.
Oh my
yes.
gosh.
That's all we have for this week. Join us next week for another technology wrap.